And
Sure.
people make that mistake. Uthola ukuthi you are not really, you didn't want to be under debt counseling. You are not under debt counseling, but you inquired and your name is there. So the bank automatically thinks ukuthi wena bohlulwa ukubhadala ikoloto zakho. You cannot pay for your debts. So now, meaning how can you pay for imoto whereas you cannot pay for your debts?
You said how
So
the
you're not
what?
gonna qualify. And when your podium comes back from the bank, they will write there you under debt cancelling. Mind you, you like no ways, I'm not. I only inquired once. Can't know usbulelo already.
So guys, super exciting. Today we are talking about motor vehicles financing and we are joined by Suzan. Suzan, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Yourself, how are you?
Super thanks. Thank you for joining us. Before we proceed, introduce yourself to the people here and we can get on the business of today.
Sanbonan guys, this is Suzan Nomzamo from Pretoria, and I'm currently working at VW Hatfield Pretoria.
Awesome. So what do you do there?
I sell cars.
I don't know, where do you want us to start? What is topical these days when it comes to cars, buying cars? What are some of the issues, that you sort of, would like to educate people on, especially maybe those buying cars for the first time? I mean, we are entrepreneurs here.
So, okay, guys, if you're buying a car, I know everyone, when the application gets very excited and they tend not to look at certain important things, important details. Especially right now, check repo rate. Our repo rate is it's going high. And people who have already bought cars, they bought cars under linked, not fixed. Linked meaning if the repo rate goes high or goes down, installment, if it's going high, your installment is going to go high with whatever interest rate you got. And then if it's fixed, it's going to remain as it is. If it was 6.3, it's going to be 6.3. So imagine now you bought a car, you were paying 4,000, and then all of a sudden now you're on 5 point something. So guys, when you're buying a car, you need to check out your deal, the interest rate that the bank is giving you. It's just that the problem is the bank is failing us, especially us Black people. We are not considered, especially when it comes to Indabayama prime rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So wherever you're buying, at least try to negotiate for yourself. No ways. Can you just try and negotiate this rate? They can do it. It's not like they can't. Unless if really you've got a very bad profile. That's whereas I can tell you, okay, fine, this deal is not possible. I can't do anything on it, especially on the rate. So for me to give you that car, I'd rather tell you, okay, fine, let's fix 1, 2, 3. It will depend on your credit profile. Then we get to fix that before you decide to take the car. You can wait 3 months again. Then after the 3 months, you can reapply. Your profile would have picked up in that 3 months. Yeah, bon. There's a big issue with balloon. Okay, guys, if balloon it differs. You have it in 2 ways. Ne? You can have a balloon. It depends on the percentage. Some other people don't even qualify for a balloon, ne? Whereby you get to finance your car for 72 months. And then after it's financed for 72 months, you then have a balloon. Let's say you're buying a Polo Vivo. Polo Vivo, it's around about 260. Then they finance the 260. And then you're saying when you patala installment, that's around about 4,000. Which is that car, if it doesn't have a balloon, you would be paying roughly around about 5.5, depending on the interest rate you get from the bank. So then this is what happens. Let's say now you've taken the balloon. You've taken a maximum balloon of 40% or 35%. Probably you qualify for 35%. Then you're looking around about 80, let's say 89,000 or 92, depending which is it max or is it 35 now. So we'll just work on 92,000. So it's financed under 72 months and you're having a balloon. And you'll be having the installment that you want to pay, which is like 4,500 or 4,000 or 3.8. Then from there, When you're done paying that car for 72 months, you have a balloon year 98,000 or 85,000 that was there, meaning you still have to pay that amount.
Mm.
You have to pay that amount. It's either you paid cash or you refinance that amount for whatever years that you want to refinance for. Probably you say you want to refinance it for a year or 6 months, or still it would also have interest, which is the truth. Ne? Then you have another option, which is you can get under MFC, which is Netbank, or you can get it under VW Finance, which is Westbank, whereby you say you do not want a balloon, but you want that certain installment. Angish. Then you have it's 80, depending the months, man. Sometimes it's 84, 90, depending who and now at the end the balloon must pop. Okay, sorry. So depending on what months do you want to prolong, right? To have that certain installment. But this one is a better thing because now when you pay up front, you're reducing those years. I find a balloon. Right? So let's say right now you took for 84 months and then you start paying your car. Then let's say we are bonasa, or you have extra money like 2,000, 1,000 that you keep on popping emotwin. Eventually they recalculate that amount, and then you wehlisa neminyaka le that you did 84 months. So that's actually a better option than for you to do a balloon. If you want to do a balloon, I'd advise you, if you want to do a balloon, do it on a car that you know that you don't want to own. You still want to change in the next coming 3 years or 2 years. Then you can do maximum balloon. And do not put a deposit on that car because you'll be losing your money. Yeah. So when you're putting a deposit on the car, right? Also taking moto, you want to pop up 50,000. You're not helping anything because right now, when ufage 50,000, it went down the drain. It went down the drain because it only reduced your installment. It didn't reduce the years. It didn't reduce anything. So imagine you saved up 80,000 or 50,000. You just lost that money. Because now, if the car was 250 and then you put in a deposit of 50,000, so you're still financing that 200,000. The bank is still going to put interest on that car. So if you're buying and you've got that 50,000, the bank does not require a deposit from you. You to hold on to that money. Then when you're done financing everything, you go to the bank, directly to the bank. You put in that money. They're going to recalculate for you the year, and they'll still recalculate the installment. Then you're still sorted.
So you said with the balloon payment, né? So you said if it's better if you don't want to own the car, just to have like a maximum balloon payment, right?
Yeah.
So how does that work now? So if you say that I can't pay this balloon payment, are there no so the obviously what the I don't know, bank will take back the car, but does that not affect your credit score? How does it work now?
Okay, Bona, you can. Bona, I see there's a question here, ne? It's so what would be the advisable way to pay off both car finance and balloon payment quicker? You put in as much as money as you can along the years. If you've got 2,000, it plays a huge role. 2,000, put on that money. Moyo pula is settlement yako. You'd find that the amount that's left there is very less. When you're pulling the settlement from the bank, it cancels that balloon. Same applies to when you're trading in the car. After 2 years, you say you don't want it anymore, you want another car. It doesn't include the balloon. Instead, it counts overall the whole amount and the interest into one. If you were owing, let's say 200,000 and you did a balloon, you've got a balloon 140. It's not going to be 340. It's going to count overall amount, and then probably it says you owing 200 or 250. So If probably you were paying along, boloku bhatalela phambili, then more you pull at that settlement, you're gonna get a less amount. Then probably you'd find that you can even settle that amount. It's not that much. So you can still you can still have the balloon. You can still take the other months, the longer term, and pay down until uzuqede.
Furonga Holding is saying the danger is when you don't qualify for refinance.
How do you not qualify for refinance? That means when your profile was not good, every time you pay an extra cash, they ask if you want to reduce the term or balloon or installment. True. Prince is very right. So you get an option. Same applies to when you're having a money to put in as a deposit. You get they get to ask you all these questions. Where do you happy? Do you want to reduce the installment? They recalculate everything for you, and you sort it. Okay, I see a question here from user 7484. Morning, guys. What if you can't afford to pay the car and you want to send back to the back? Meaning, ufuna ukuyibuyisela emuva. Okay, guys, mamelane. For you to be blacklisted forever and not be able to pay to buy a car, this is my advice to you. If you cannot pay the car anymore, you feel like the installment is too high, or financially you're not coping, my advice is you take that car to any dealership, you get it evaluated, right? Now, but they will do the very same process, whereas they will pull the settlement from the bank, and then they will tell you, okay, fine, imoto yako, after assessing it, we can pay you 200,000. And probably when I will call it at 280 or 260. So they will pay 200,000 to the bank, and you'll be left with 60,000 to pay, which is you can actually negotiate with the bank. Okay, fine, I'm left with 60,000. Can I pay that amount? Can you calculate that amount and then then you can actually negotiate with the bank. So that's another way that you can do it. Done for you, if bank is imoto. If they come and fix the car, you're done. There's no way you can apply for your car. Same applies to the people that call debt counseling. Immediately your name is in that system, you are done. You cannot pay for the car unless you ask them, and it takes a while. And
Sure,
people make that mistake. You are not really, you didn't want to be under debt counseling. You're not under debt counseling, but you inquired and your name is there. So the bank automatically thinks you cannot pay for your debts. So now, meaning how can you pay for imoto, whereas you cannot pay for your debts?
You said how
so you're
what?
not gonna qualify. And when your podium comes back from the bank, they will write there you under debt cancelling. Mind you, you like, no ways, I'm not. I only inquired once. Can't know usbulelo already. Yes.
All right, so cool. No, that's fine. So communication is better, which I think, sometimes that's the challenge. People start ignoring phone calls, from those people who will be calling you. But as you're saying, it's better for you to accept what's going on, go to a dealership and see how much you can get and then negotiate with the bank, so that at least you can repay whatever you owe. But during that time, can you now still get like a cheaper car or something?
Yes, you can. You can actually trade in and get a cheaper car that you'll be able to afford.
Then you will still have maybe that 60K left behind and all these things.
Now that's the way the trick comes in. If you're trading your car at any dealership, and then you find that you do have a shortfall, low shortfall, it goes into the deal. That, let's say right now you are driving a Polo Vivo, you want to upgrade for Polo TSI, then you've got a shortfall of 25,000. It's up to the salesperson whether ufuna assist or not. Some they would assist you, some they wouldn't assist you. They would just take that 25,000, load it on your deal, and then it's carried over to your next car that you're buying. Then you have another installment. It's either it's less or it's gonna be more. So depending on whatever car that you'd be buying at that moment, or whatever budget you are on, if the salesperson is able to bid it or whatever. So it goes back to the person that's assisting you. Are they honest enough? Are they willing to help you out, or they're just willing to screw you over? Because most, they will do anything to just get a deal and not even tell you about certain things.
Wow. I've got Timo is asking, I would like to find out if I want to buy a car, where should my credit score be sitting?
From 600 going up. And sometimes you'd find ukuthi umuntu wakhona scoring sakhe as 5 something. Like VW Finance, what it does is sometimes you'd find a salesperson asking you, it's okay, fine, do you have any qualifications? Are you a graduate? Sometimes being a graduate, it helps. It does help. I'm a graduate. If yes, you do qualify. Sometimes the bank only wants your certificates and whatnot, and then they approve you the deal, they give you the car. That's if you, especially if you just started working and then you need a car, you can apply with your contract, you can apply with your dummy pay slip and your bank statement. That's it.
Oh, you're still fresh there.
Yeah, you're still fresh. They know Moses, you just a graduate. You just came out of what can you even have a good
they want to get you inside.
Yeah, it wants.
Yeah. All right. So Suzan, let's just summarize in terms of the balloon payment, because maybe some people may not really understand. I think I also really want to understand as well, right? So this issue of the balloon payment, which you have, I think it just started being like trending and all these things, and it sort of had maybe I can say just like a negative sort of connotation to it. It's like, if you can't afford, then why are you getting this balloon payment? Can you just explain to us, what exactly is a balloon payment, né? And what is the benefit? What are the benefits of the balloon payment? Because as you're saying, maybe those students are here, who are finishing this year or who just finished and, they finished last year, they just graduated and they want to get in the game. If you can maybe just explain these things so we can know.
Okay. A balloon
so let's
payment
say
is
the car for 100K. Let's make it simple.
A balloon payment is not a bad thing. It's not. If you know exactly you want a Polo TSI with the sunroof and whatnot, and exactly bafunike peace. Ngaleso sikhathi umuntu wakhona akayivuli nokuyivula mara ufunike peace. Ufela nje ukuthi ufunike peace. I'm sorry. But then anyway, so a balloon payment works like this, guys. I'm gonna repeat it for the last time, right? Because sooner or later, so if you're buying a car, you're buying a Polo TSI, and probably your budget is 6,000 something, 6,500. Obviously, that car without balloon is around about 7, 8, depending on the extras on the car, depending on the interest rate that you'll get from the bank. Obviously, by now you know that you do not qualify for that car. If it's it's $8,000, and when your installment in mind, you were like, I want to pay 6,500, but I want the Polo TSI. Obviously, then you're gonna opt for a balloon because you do not qualify without a balloon.
Yeah,
you get it. Do you get how it works now? So now the bank is like, okay, fine.
That 1.5 there, yeah, I get it.
So now, sometimes the bank says, no, this person doesn't even qualify for the balloon because the profile is bad. So now let's go to a person that's got the profile is good. Then you qualify for the balloon. Okay, fine. Then you get up. Balloon is from 10% going up. Actually, from 0 going up to 40%. So if you qualify maximum 40%, then you get that probably by where they took 120 something thousand from that 420 of the car that was financed in order for you to qualify for the installment that you're looking for. Then along the years, this is how it works now. If you are able to pay up imali upfront, like 2,000, 10,000, whatever amount, then it's either it goes towards your installment, it goes towards the years of the car, goes towards your balloon. Then it gets recalculated. Then along mologu patala, after masalela ufika ku 72 months, probably you would have paid off a lot of amount. You see? Then from there, that's when you can pull in your settlement and check out how far are you. Then you'd find that you actually owing less to the bank where you can even settle it. So now let's say for someone that doesn't have extra income, upatala consistently the same amount, then you took the balloon for 72 months. After 72 months payment, then you're having that 80,000 balloon. You still have to refinance that amount if you do not have it in cash. You're going to refinance that amount to whatever years that you want, up to you. If they're saying they're recalculating for let's say 90,000, and you say, no, I want to pay 3,500 for that 90,000, then they will see how many months will it be. So you still have that debt after paying that 72 months. That's how it works. I don't know whether I answered you right or what.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I think, what's important, as you're saying, is to, have the right information and also know, what it means. So let's hear from Mr. Vrong Holdings. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome, man. Yes, man. You can shoot.
Nomzamo, how are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm good. I am telling you what you're telling people now. All these people here have bought cars. They have bought cars, maybe 3-4 cars already by now, but almost 80% of these people do not understand what a balloon payment is all about. The only time you start understanding a balloon payment is when you are left with 3 months now, to the end of your contract with the bank, where they call you now and say, look, the balloon payment, remember. And now you are frustrated, you don't know what to do. So when I said the danger is when you cannot qualify for a refinance, is that when you bought a car and maybe you have a house, then you can, there are people who will just mess up their profiles thinking that, what, I'm done, I'm fine now. I don't need to pay that Edgar's account. I can just leave them the way they are and whatever. And at the end of the day, you have a bad record, you have judgments on your name and all those kind of things. And now it's time to refinance the car. You want a loan, you can't get it. You want to refinance. Still, I think you still have to go through the whole credit checks and all those kind of things. And at that time, you still owe 40%, like you said. You can have a balloon payment of 40%. And what happens to your car then? That's where you are going to be fighting with the bank, and they will want to repossess and all those kind of things. And as you said, repossessing is not a good thing, but you end up in that situation where, because you don't know what you are supposed to do, you end up in a situation where these guys are already at your gate and they want to take that car from you. I hear of guys who run away to Limpopo with the car to hide there so that they cannot take the car from them. So when you finance your car, know your rights, understand the balloon payment and all that, because at the end of the day, either you're buying a car or a house. The excitement is when you see that car, and then it's going to be mine. I'm going to be posting on Facebook tomorrow. You just want to take the car. I remember when I was buying a Kia, my wife did not want a hatchback, and I didn't care whether it is a hatchback or not. And they brought the car, with ribbons and everything, and the car is there at the dealer, and you can see it. And my wife says, "No, I didn't say I want a hatchback. I want a sedan." And they said, "But no, we only have a hatchback." She said, "Go to the other dealers where they have a sedan and bring it here. I'm not taking this car." And I was like, "But you are being difficult." She said, "No, I wanted a sedan." So, and guess what? Kia had to travel and go and get that sedan car. So it is possible for you to get what you want, even if it's the balloon payment. If you ask questions and explain this balloon payment to me, this guy will explain. He wants the sale. But you know what? Okay, it's fine, mister. You said balloon payment 40%. It's fine. I'm signing. You just sign your life away, and the next thing, you are in trouble. The only time you start complaining about the balloon payment is the day that they are saying, we want that balloon payment paid now. But then the other thing that she said, which is very important, paying more than what you are owing. can help a lot with the balloon payment, because already, yes, you qualified and you're paying 5,000 rands instead of 8,000 rands, and now you can just add more. So, but my take is, out of this, it must be a lesson. We must learn to understand what we are getting ourselves into. The excitement and buying with emotions and all those kind of things must be the things of the past. Now, when you go buy something, you must understand.
But I want to post on Instagram with the ribbon, Chief. That's what I want.
That's the thing. That's the problem. You know, I want people to see what I have. You know, so and also crazy. Buying what you can afford, very important. Buy what you can afford. If you afford a Polo Vivo, go for a Polo Vivo, my man. Don't go for something that you are going to struggle with. You see, look, guys, it's a car, man. You are still going to get to where you want to get to. Thank you.
Awesome. Life Coach Blue says the guys repossessed my car in 2018. They were so nice. We even had a court afterwards. but Daughter Kids, before we hear from Prince, Daughter Kids, how is it possible? Maybe you guys can also that when you thought you were done with paying your car, you were told you have a balloon payment. Is that possible for people not to even understand that there is something which they signed?
It's very much possible, hey? Same applies to the VAPs that they sell to the customers, ne? Kunama VAPs, the things called VAPs, where you get your tire warranty, scratch and dent, and all of that. Guys, you need to check those things. You do have it with your insurance. You need to check those things. It's unnecessary sometimes. You'd find that you're financing for that for the next 72 months, yet it's going to cover you for 2 years or 3 years. But you have it with your insurance that's going to cover you until the car is done, even after you're done paying for the car. So the difference with that amount is you'd find it include Boma 200 or 300. You guys, smash and grab that you get from the dealerships, you can remove that smash and grab and go do it yourself privately. You can pay around about 1,500 or 1,200. So there are small things that you can remove from the deal and do them yourself, and you're still sorted. And you would have saved a lot of money from your deal. So the question is, who is assisting you? Are you even able to communicate that with them? Are they even able to communicate that with you? To see, okay, fine. Does this person understand financially I'm not okay, but I do need a car to take me from point A to point B? Are they really checking your needs and analysis right? Are they checking your finances right now? Awesome, so that's the $1 million question.
So let's hear from Prince.
Yeah, hey, morning everyone. Yeah, I hear that people are talking about the balloon payment. Look, it depends on the angle you are viewing it. It's if it's going to make your life easy, like payment easy, there's nothing wrong with taking it, but you just have to know that have a plan for final payment. Last year in August, I finished paying VW Suzan. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I bought a Golf 7. So I finished paying for it last year. They called me 3 months before and said, "Listen, you have a balloon payment that you need to refinance." I'm like, "No, I'm not going to refinance it because now it sounds wrong that I'm going to add more years on the years that I've already paid." So I was able to settle that balloon, like in lump sum, just pay them in lump sum. So basically, what's happening is that balloon reduces your load on the car. Imagine now you have to pay, let's say, 10,000 rents on the car. And now it's going to stop a lot of things in your life, around your life. So basically, what I'm saying is that now there's nothing wrong with taking a balloon as long as you know how you're going to refinance it, how you're going to pay it at the end. Remember, you find that you're taking a car for 6 years. Your balloon is 70,000 rent. I mean, like, you can try to, in these 6 years, try by all means to raise that 70,000 rents. It's possible. If you divide it into months, you'll realize you just have to pay. It's not even a surprise. So imagine you have to plan ahead. Like, it's only 6 years. You have 6 years. In 6 years, 72 months, you have like a balloon of 70,000 rand. It just says to you that now, if you can save 1,000 rand a month, you'll be able to kill that balloon at the end of the year. You don't even have to save it. You can even pay it into the bank every month. That 1,000 extra, if you have it there and there. Remember, if in the month, if you're doing maybe a jillion aside there and there, you just throw 1,000 rands. then you know it's going to be killing that balloon bit by bit. But sometimes imagine on a car, you are paying so much money on a car. That's a car. It's not even a property. It's not even a house. It's a car. And now you stop a lot of things in your life because of you want to pay for that car. Yes, you do love the car, but paying a lump sum of paying so much installments every month, sometimes I feel like it's pointless. What you can do is that now add the balloon. There's nothing wrong with adding it, as long as you know that you're going to pay a lump sum on it at the end. Because I feel like it's mostly people don't plan for it. That is why they get surprised at the end of the day. Now you find the balloon is 80,000 rand, is 100,000 rand, but you didn't plan for it. If you know that in 6 years from now I have to pay 80,000 rands, save up that 80,000 rands in the meantime. Or pay it in when you have an extra cash, when you have a bonus, just throw 10,000 rands. You have killed so much in that balloon. So you know, but yeah, that's my take on the balloon. I personally don't think I had a balloon on my Golf 7. I was able to circulate in lump sum. So as long as you plan well, it will make your life easier. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my take on balloon. It's not as bad as we think. The problem is that now we don't plan for it. And sometimes even people, as Suzan was mentioning, that now when you take a car, just be careful. They always add those small things. They add your scratch and dent cover, tire, what, they add a lot of things that you don't even want. So rather, before you sign, check for all those things. Check for everything. Even the bank does that as well. Not only the car dealer, even the bank they add small things on their thing on the car deal. They'll add smash and grab, the insurance. They even add some small life cover that you don't even know why you need them. So basically, you must just check on that and remove all things that you don't want. You'll cover everything with one insurance. And then also going to the insurance again. When you take an insurance, ask them that now at what value are you covering the car? Because you find that now the premium is too high, and you ask them, okay, but now the value of this car does not match the premium, or they reduce the premium to very, very low. When they reduce it, means now they're gonna undercover the car. If the car is 400,000 rands, they're gonna say, okay, fine, we reduce the installments, we're taking it down. They now cover the car for like 200,000. Now you have a shortfall. If something happens to the car, then you have a shortfall. So basically, even on the insurance as well, you must also check. Sometimes they also abuse you by covering a 400,000 rand car with they cover it for like 480 or 500,000, which doesn't make any sense.
Suzan, where can people get a hold of you?
Abanye, whoever have questions or want assistance about cars, they can call me. I'll write my number on the comment section, and then yeah.
Awesome, guys, follow Suzan, maybe comment on her videos and get her contacts. As she said, you can trust her to give you a great deal and do the most. Guys, thank you everyone who joined, and also join our WhatsApp group. The link is in the bio in the link tree. Guys, cheers. Bye-bye.